Silent of fall! Lakewood are doing it! They're gonna take! He's gonna bring down third. Alone with a double kill. Dropping fast. Monopoint's there. He's still alive! Wait 2 seconds left. He's going one side. He's going a second. He's taking it out. They're all die on three! They're all dead!
Hello, everyone, and welcome. It's the Summit 2 America Qualifiers, and we're in the last day of the qualifiers. 2 best of 3s.
Radiant
The first one going to be
pick.
Team Leviathan going against Team Sciencey Stuff, also known as SENS. And the winner of
Dire
this
team
series
pick.
will fill one of 2 spots in the Summit America, making it to the main tournament itself. It's Beyond the Summit, of course, bringing you the coverage. I am Dakota, also known as Coddle Guy. Joining me as my co-caster back again, it's Kevin, also known as F4L. How you doing, my friend? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm excited, man. I'm pumped, especially after that national anthem. I'm ready to
USA.
fucking go.
10 seconds remaining.
Are you feeling it, my friend?
Yeah.
Are you feeling the hype?
I am, dude.
5
better be.
seconds remaining.
USA Dota.
That's what I'm talking about, and here we are. We're going to go right into the draft for this one, and I'm loving it already.
Reserve
Sciencey
time.
Stuff pick up one of the most scientific heroes in the game, next to Tinker, of course. But Silencer. And I think it was me and you who casted the
Dire
last
team
time
pick.
Sense played, and it was all Ziz's Silencer mid all day. He played it both games. He played it fantastically. It was the first game he didn't even get taken down. I believe he ended up being 7-0, brought in a really quick Agnums, a really quick refresher, and it was awesome to see. And well, we'll see if Leviathan can match up another team that also 2-0 swept their previous opponents and are coming in strong. They grab a Razor first pick. We're not going to see Death Prophet, and look at the respect
10
band
seconds
on the
remaining.
Medusa. So both teams doing a little bit of their own research. I'm loving it so
5
far.
seconds remaining.
Pretty interesting. Yeah, they picked the last game we casted of them. They picked
Reserve
Silencer
time.
Spectre first, I think. So it looks
Phantom
like
Assassin.
Dyer did some research, I guess, and went ahead and
Radiant
banned that
team
Spectre
pick.
out.
Yeah. Being Ink Dota's go-to hero for
Radiant
the last
team
series. A
ban.
guy who's been known to play Meepo time and time again on his own personal stream. I'm sure there's a fair amount of people out there who are aware of who he is and what he can do. But, you know, it looks like if you can't get a hold of the Meepo, you can't get a hold of a Spectre. Terrorblade is going to come in, and I haven't seen a
10
whole lot of
seconds
Terrorblade in this America
remaining.
qualifier. He's usually been banned out because, well, there's a strong reason why.
5 seconds
Cloud9 have
remaining.
one of the best examples why Terrorblade can
Yeah.
be such a freaking hassle to deal with. If you let him get up
Reserve
that
time.
farm, he can become a big, big problem.
Yeah. These illusion-based heroes have really started to make a comeback, like the Nagas and the Terrorblades. I think it's just sort of a function of how the game works right now. You can extend the
Dire
game
team ban.
just enough so that these heroes, you know, can get enough space and then pull out the victory in the late game. But yeah, I was, like I said, the other casts, I was really surprised that we didn't see any Terrorblades. Like, they weren't getting picked or banned at all. Just completely ignored.
Yeah, as I reconnect because I went to turn on my open mic, I left it off because I was selfish into playing Dota myself. I got it all set up. Did you have yours off as
Radiant
well?
team ban.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hello everyone
I
in Dota
just turned it
TV.
on.
We're back now. It's okay. I forgot as well because I was playing. I had everything else ready to go, and then there's just that one thing I forgot about. But regardless, you know, it's just me. It's my curse. Something has to happen, so
10
I turn
seconds
it
remaining.
on now. The game crashes. Whatever. We're back into the draft now, but I agree with you.
5
It's not about
seconds
just like
remaining.
illusion heroes. The 4 Protect 1 seems to be also back in full force
Reserve time.
with those Nagas,
Yeah.
with those Terrorblades, and with these hardcore carries. And I even saw it when I was casting briefly with Zyori in the European division.
Dire
Era and his new
team
team,
ban.
he's back to playing like his Morphling, where he just farms
Dire
and farms
team
and farms,
pick.
and eventually by 35 minutes, he comes out in full force. So I think that just seems to be one of the old tried and true strategies that are bigger than ever right now.
Yep. Yeah, it's usually like a. It's not. I wouldn't call it a 4 Protect 1 as much as it used to be. It's more like a. You'll have a mid hero that can create a lot of space, but usually that mid hero scales well as well. Like, you know, the Razors, the Death Prophets.
10 seconds
the
remaining.
Panda. The way that people play Panda
5
now is
seconds
actually really
remaining.
interesting. Almost no one gets Aghanims anymore. They just go for this Vlad's AC build.
Reserve
Because it
time.
actually makes your hero scale well into the late game. Because they just use Panda now to sort of control the early game and allow, you know, this one position carry to farm up. And then you're still useful in the late game.
Yeah, and it's very apparent for the team sciencey stuff, rather, that they try to draw attention elsewhere, whether it's, the silencer being able to come online and they fight as 4. And usually how it works is, like the opponents will recognize, okay, we got to make sure we take out Ink. He's playing that Spectre. We can't allow him to get to that point. And they'll get some good ganks in. They might even take him down a couple of times, but then they start forgetting about him. And they draw attention elsewhere. And the rest of the 4 on the team SENS, they make big impacts and they cause pressure on other towers and just pull everything away from Ink. And the next thing you know, he's coming out and he's got everything he wants. He's got his Radiance, he's got his big boy items. And now he gets his hands on what I would imagine being this Terrorblade, and that's one of the best heroes who can come out from the dark after being heavily ignored. But also, this is a hero who could be very easily punished early. He has such a flimsy and weak health pool, like 450 health. This guy is made of paper, and he'll get burnt up.
I actually think the best way to deal with Terrorblade right now is to aggressive tri-lane against him. He has almost no tools to deal with aggressive tri-lane. What he can do, what you normally see happen, they'll use Metamorphosis at level 1 to try to get some CS. But then after the meta goes down,
Reserve time.
There's I think it's like a 2.5 minute cooldown or something at level 1. I'm not entirely sure on the cooldowns on that hero. But it's a really long time, and then he can't do anything. And if he ever gets caught out one time, he's just instantly dead.
Yeah, so we'll see. Leviathan might want to consider that tri-lane setup here. They got Jakiro. Faceless Void is still in the pool if they want to do the Jakiro lay-down Macropyre Ice Path follow-up to the Chronosphere. It could be something they go for. They could still use an offlaner if they do PA as a safe lane farmer, so it still works out. And Ogre Magi. Now, if this was a month ago, even a couple weeks ago, I'd be like, oh, wow, this is going to be fun. But I have been seeing a lot of Ogre Magi recently. And one of the best performances I saw was yesterday's America Games when I was with K-Pop. When Team Root Gaming, who are going to be playing in the next series, they ran him in the mid lane both games. And, man, he looked good. That guy could bring out heavy burst. He's already so tanky and just a fun hero to watch. I love it.
Radiant team.
Yeah, I think on a cast recently when Clairvoyance was casting, he said that C9 had experimented with Ogre Magi mid, and that they felt that it doesn't scale well enough in the late game, but that it's actually a really strong mid hero because you can get this Ignite, and then you can get an Orb of Venom, and you can actually just pretty much with any gank, you could just kill the mid hero, because you get about Ignite 30% slow, and then you get another 10% on Orb of Venom.
Yeah. Does heavy burst.
5 seconds remaining.
I have been seeing more of them level up Ignite more, like you'd see in your pub play, just trying to get the more guaranteed damage output. And it also works great as a utility for preventing heavy push lineups. So when they were going against Ban Earth Spirit, a team that loves their push lineups, they just really didn't have any answer. There was no point. Goody didn't get to his Lycan up to a point where he could bring the game back. It was just constantly them on the back foot, and it was rough. But we'll see. In the hands of sciencey stuff, I would imagine it's not going to be a mid lane because, we already have our silencer. Though they can switch it. There's a lot of flexibility here with these heroes already. They can go silencer and now this Witch Doctor as their support duo and keep Ogre Magi mid, but more than likely Ziz being his silencer playing himself, he'll probably just do the silencer.
It's probably going to be silencer mid with the Ogre and Witch Doctor supports.
It works out. That's a lot of reliable stun, and put that together with your silence, and you got great utility.
Ancient Apparition, probably one of the best scaling support heroes in the game. His ult is just so good with Aghanims. Do you actually know if you Sunder with Ancient Apparition ult on, do you not get heals? I would imagine not, right?
Listen, last time we thought we knew something about Doom, we looked like fools. I'm just telling you. I'm not going to make any bold claims, but I would imagine it will be a bit finicky. But also, even if Witch Doctor's pushing down and he's trying to take full advantage of his restoration, that Ice Blast just completely removes the spell altogether. So I love the pickup right there. I've seen it also work when we're going against your Wisp Tonys, and Wisp gets rendered useless. I played him last night, and I went 17-2. It's just so much fun to lob his Ice Blast, and I am going to flex my muscle on that one. You don't believe me? You check my Dota. You check my Dota buff right now if you think I'm lying.
I'm checking it right now.
You better check it right now, boy. I nailed it. Me and Liquid Ken, we just rolled through. It was a lot of fun, but the hero is a blast to play, even as a support player. And if you do manage to get a decently timed Ags, it's devastating to the enemy team.
10 seconds remaining.
A lot of teams have been favoring this hero a lot, especially in the Chinese scene. You see this hero get picked up like first or second pick.
Radiant team pick.
You know why?
Oh, Magnus.
Yeah, look at
PA Mag.
Oh my God, PA, you get the Empower, you get a chilling touch. Man, she's gonna hit like a truck. Oh
It's
man.
actually a really good draft by Leviathan, I think. I was a bit worried that they weren't going to be able to punish this Terrorblade because they don't really have. Actually, I was about to say they don't really have the best like aggressive heroes, but if they put a Phantom
10
Assassin,
seconds
Jakiro, Ancient
remaining.
Apparition, aggressive Trilane, they can actually do some serious work with the Chilling Touch, plus just the autos that come out from all the heroes.
Yeah. This is going to be a fun one. I mean, we've seen a lot of stomps up to this point, pretty dominating 2-0 series, one team just clearly outclassing the other, but now we're at the pinnacle point.
Yeah.
This is it. I mean, the winning team, they're in, and then they get to go toe-to-toe with some of the upper-ranked NA teams like your SNAs, like your Navi USs, and I'm really going to get impressed by this one. Sciencey Stuff is a team of a lot of respectable individual talent, but really we were questioning how they work as a team, but they worked very nicely in their previous series. And Team Leviathan, formerly known, of course, as
Prepare
Flipside
for
NA,
battle.
a team that I was pushing for to even come to the qualifier, and they swept through hot hands like it was nothing, really showing us that they might be on a whole new level. This is going to be some fun stuff. And as we do hop in here to game number 1, this is the Summit 2, brought to you by G2A.com. I'll lead off your Radiant introductions. In your off-lane, Fact Fiction, this guy plays a mean off-laner. We've seen him use that Earthshaker, and now he's going to be playing the manly Timbersaw in that off-lane. Mid, of course, it's Ziz, a man who's made me Ziz in my pants numerous amounts of times. He's back. He's playing his Silencer. And also, we're going to have Tempting Time. He is going to be playing that support Ogre Magi. We got Loomdum, their captain. He's playing your Witch Doctor. And on the bottom lane, none other than Ink Dota playing your fearsome Terrorblade.
All right, and then on the Dire, we have Shibby playing the solo
30
mid
seconds
Magnus.
to battle.
Shredder on this Phantom Assassin. Jenkins on the Razor, Nusham playing this support THD, and Sunken on the Ancient Apparition.
So, looking like maybe they are going to consider that aggressive Triline there, FRL. That would be
And
the
I
smart
really
choice.
hope they do it with PA and not Razor.
Oh, yeah, they have PA Shredder. He's dancing around. No, it looks like he might go
The
towards
battle
top. It's
begins.
clear that there's a lot of audible plays happening here. They're not going aggressive, not roaming around trying to get more information and then adjusting the lanes. At that point, they're just feeling more confident and just kind of...
I mean, unless they know something that I don't, Timbersaw should convincingly beat Phantom Assassin 1v1,
Yeah,
whereas Razor convincingly beats Timbersaw. Like, the Razor versus Timbersaw matchup is completely one-sided. Like, it's one of the worst matchups in the game.
Good to know.
It's atrocious.
I'm trying to learn Timbersaw, so if I see a Razor on the other team, I'm going to definitely consider that. So. All right,
terrible.
a lot of freeze, a lot of slow here, along with Razor could give him a nice long duration of that static link. Ink Dota's got to be careful here. 473 with 2 stout shields and lots of regen. Even then, he might have to be a little cautious as far as taking harassment. Already, they're looking for it. They're coming around the corner. He hasn't leveled up Liquid Fire or any sort of Ice Path, saying maybe there's an opportunity to get an early pickoff. Loomdum's nearby. His pull camp was warded. He actually has a sentry down to see it, but he can't, I guess, actually see it yet.
Didn't
So,
check it?
yeah, he's not
Looks
checking
like
that area.
Ogre might make a go on this PA top lane.
Ooh, yeah, he's waiting here, right behind that small tree. He's a big boy, but he's going to get scotted out. There is your fire to slow it down, but with only level 1,
Not
he's
gonna
going
get
to
this.
walk up the clubber. Oh, yeah.
Not yours.
Man, she's going to be zoned way back if they are going to do this 2-1-2. So this is looking like a promising start on paper here for SENS on their laning matchup.
I wonder what the reasoning was to put this Razor in the bot lane instead of the PA. Maybe they think that Razor will shut down the Terrorblade better, but I think getting this Razor like such a favorable matchup top lane would be a better decision. But we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, we will. It looks like they are going to do a bit of a rotation here as Ancient Apparition might head towards the north and join PA in need, as she's definitely not having the easiest time. For now, though, she has picked up 4 CS all by her lonesome, but Timbersaw does have 5 and 1. Terrorblade on the bottom, who'd been zoned all the way back, still has yet to even get 1 CS. So Ink Dota, we were expecting him to have a bit of a hard time. It could have been worse if it was PA on the bottom, but still going against this good aggressive try, you're not going to get the best CS to lead off. But Ziz on his Silencer is 8 and 2 to match up against Shibby's Magnus, who is 7 and 0.
Yep. And so the Ace just stacking in the jungle. Looks like he's just going to rotate top and just start pulling this lane to get his levels up. as we see the Ogre rotating towards the mid lane, they might make a go on this mag. I'm not sure if they can actually get a kill or anything.
You see it's a regen, and he's obviously going to just babysit for now, or at least protect it. Ziz is still having full roam here in his CS, and now he's going to be scouted. The Ogre's
Yeah,
moving
looks like
on
he's
in.
just protecting this top rune for a silencer.
And that means the bottom's going to be Bounty. Magnus is already heading his way there. Jakiro does drop a sentry. No ward to be scouted out. And then speaking of which, Lumdum does finally see that Obs, gets it taken down, and can finally make use of these pull camps, as right now he's pulling it back in his way. So the creep equilibrium, I guess you could say, will be pulled back towards under the tower. This finally allows Ink Dota to get some CS under his belt on this Terrorblade, which he very much needed. So definitely going to work to
Yeah,
his
this
advantage
pull
right
is
there.
really important for them. Like, had they gotten this D ward off a minute earlier, this Terrorblade would have just had... Every time they pull, the Terrorblade can just CS under a tower, and then Witch Doctor gets experience.
Now they're going on top to get the Fire Blast and the fire itself off right now. Shredder does have to double back just a bit here to get away from this one. Chilling Touch, going to pop out a little extra damage and try to right-click them, but more footsie play, more early harassment forces Shredder to pull up more regen. His salve going to be used, now only left with one Tango. And that's a bit scary. I mean, on the other side, Fact Fiction on this Timber Saw still has the salve, has a lot of charges on this wand if he needs it, but with that Timber Chain, he's able to just slip out. So, still holding strong, will use that salve, get healed back up, and stand strong in this lane. And bottom, they're making it go Ink Dota. They just get the static link out. Just more harassment, nothing too serious. Ink Dota now at 7-0, so they got a lot of the creeps under that tower there. So, good prominent start for him. We'll see what he decides to do. Some Terrorblades I see go for like maybe an early drums, early power treads, just to get some more life. More meat on the bones, I like to say.
Yep. And Silencer's doing a great job mid lane. He's got 23 CS to the max 13.
Yeah. He's going to start harassing him back. He knows that potentially this Ogre could sweep in and help him in getting that kill. This
Radiant's
is
bottom
relatively
tower
quiet
is
for the
under
games we've seen
attack.
recently. Both teams, a lot of respect for each other. We're at a little over 4 minutes, yet to see a first blood. Yet for me to miss a first blood, I like to say. But we'll have to see if anything's going to end up popping out here. As Jenkins bottom lane on his Razor. He's 15-11, so he's definitely getting the better end of this bottom lane on this Razor. But no sweet kills for him. He does have his own personal power treads. And we'll just continue to hold strong. There he goes. Another static link. Get the hell back, Terrorblade. Doesn't want to get
Yeah,
any
they're
choices.
just so annoying in the spot lane. You know, they just constant liquid fire spam in this link spell. So annoying.
No surprise, I would imagine. Jakiro just will continue to level up that liquid fire, and any chance they get to pop it off on that tower. They love to secure a lot of objectives, a lot of tower takedowns. When you're going against this Terrorblade, he will be the prime force later in the game. But PA can hold their own as well later in the game. We've seen other PAs hold strong, but they've kind of done some questionable builds, but still. A PA versus Terrorblade matchup, I still would say Terrorblade would have the upper
Denied.
hand just with the benefit of that big boost of damage, all those illusions and the, I guess, base
It's
sieging
also a
power.
Razor too, though.
That's right, yeah. Razor with his own pushing prowess with that Eye of the Storm, and of course, if he builds up into a point of mech, Ags, maybe even Refresher, he's also going to be really, really strong to go against. So it's hard to say at this point who will be able to scale better in the late game. But it's also going to come down, though, to a very impressive mid-game. If this Timber Saw gets everything he wants, he's still trying to get a hold of those Agnums. He could go on a snowball spree and hopefully bring it together. But then again, on the other side, Leviathan have this Magnus who could set up some great team fights. So I don't know, man. It's quiet for now, but I think we're going to see some fireworks in like 5
It's like
minutes time.
Blue's
easy.
rotated to the top lane. The Witch Doctor's top now.
So they're going to go with their own aggressive try
Maybe
setup here
they'll
on top.
smoke or something?
They got one in hand.
Or are they just trying to bait this Timber Saw?
We'll see. They're hitting way back. They don't want to give off information that they are even here. So for now, they're just going to allow Mr. Fact Fiction to at least get solo XP and just hang tight in this top lane. DD's going to be the rune here at the top here. And we'll see. There's already rotations to come. But it will
Oh,
be
no.
SENS that grab it.
This THD just placed a ward on the other ops and it just got pinged out, so that's probably going to get countered.
Bad for you.
As they look to go on mid. Not
Alright.
quite yet.
They're not going to use the DD for themselves. Instead, they're going to have two supports to come in. But so is Jakiro right there. We're going to try to slow him down. Global silence out. Shibi's going to fall. That's your first blood. 4 team SENS here. Jakiro now throws out the ice path, but unfortunately, it's going to be to no avail. And they get the first strike. Impressive gank. It takes a couple of tries, a lingering Ochre, but finally with the assistance of the Witch Doctor, they secure it. And also, of course, with Silencer being past level 6 and using that ultimate, Ziz just cleans up very, very easily. And they end up getting first kill.
Bit of an overextension by Meg, because he should have known that both supports were off the map. I think he felt safe because the THD was sitting behind him, but after the global came out, there was nothing he could do. That false sense of security.
Yep, you got to make sure you got those eyes on the map. A lot of people missing. You're going to have to be a little more cautious, especially if you don't have proper vision between the mid to the top area on seeing any sort of rotation. You're going to have to second guess. But here we go. Shibby is going to see his DD. He's going to bottle it up. He's got an RP. I imagine he's ready to use. He would love to be able to stack on this big damage, you know, and catch him home. Follow it up with your shockwave, with your skewer, and this should be an easy takedown, especially with Global Silence being on cooldown. He's probably going to look for an opportunity to open up, but Ziz is not going to give him anything easy. He's already side stacking over here. As far as item investments, he's got Power Treads and Null. What is coming his way? It's his bottle once again, so we'll see. I'm trying to remember, last time, did he just rush an Ags immediately on his silencer?
He went mech.
Yes, that's right, the mech. Uh-oh, top lane, though. We might see something here. It's Jakiro coming in behind with the invis. Is going to see...
And he'll probably do the same this game, I would imagine.
Yeah. I mean, no one else on his team is going to be able to get a mech, at least in fair time, that they would love to have, and he should be able to grab it himself.
This Timber Saw might go down.
There'll be a lot of lockdown, though, with Timber Chain, you know. He's maxing up Timber Chain. He only has one.
Yeah, he said it this ice fire.
Oh, there it is. When you get over to the other side of the way, Cold Feet, he misses it, so he cannot get across. Oh, unfortunately, he will fall. Lumina rotates in, but this might be a bad mistake. They're going to just go for him. He's trying to pull out the Restoration, but it's going to end up taking him down. Nice grab, double kill for Shredder, the PA. Another rotation in as it's Ogre, but also too late, but he's on the hunt. He wants his PA if he can catch up. Oh, can't quite. The fog, damn it. Can't get the fire off. Get over here. No! She's too fast, and she will be able to make it out, so... Oh, unfortunate turn of events here for Team SENS. They, the Timber Saw doesn't catch the Timber Chain. Oh, but there, Shredder rotates in and actually almost gets caught out right there.
He killed the tree with the chakram that he was chaining to. Wow, that's really unfortunate.
Couple of slips here and there, unfortunate for Timber. It's cost him a couple of even... Oh, no! Yeah, it's over.
He's just dead.
Hey, putting that fresh ult right to use, and there's another support down. So after the early first blood, I guess it wasn't too early, but after the first blood earlier from Team SENS, immediately Team Leviathan fire back and grab 3 kills themselves, all in this top lane, taking down both supports and the Timber Saw. So things going very promising for them up there. Meanwhile, the return, even though DD's going to be popped here on Shibby, he's taking extra harassment from Ziz, and quietly, Ink Dota on the bottom, still farming up on his Terrorblade. He's 41-8 now, after a bit of a struggle at the start, but he's going to continue to farm up here, and we'll see if he can manage to bring it back for his team in the late run, as he now gets zoned back continuously from Jenkins. Jenkins also, though, 43-20 on his Razor. We'll see if he decides to go for the mech grab. He's still got Power Treads and his Aquila, and just going to continue to have a respectable farm here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yep, as we see the Witch Doctor coming bottom. This is... I actually just want to note really quick, I just looked at Razor's skill builds. This is like a very bizarre skill build. I can't say that I agree with it either. He only has 1 point in static link against melee carry, and he's like 1v1 against them.
So what happened there briefly in the mid lane was the RP was finally used there as they make the jump onto Ziz, pulls it out, slams it home, and Ziz falls here and puts Team Leviathan ahead 4-1, enhancing their lead just a little bit further at the 11-minute mark. An early look at the net worth graph is Leviathan ahead about 2.5k in terms of net worth. So benefit that because of the kills. Top lane, though, they're also going to be able to acquire this tier 1 tower. You got to glyph it, kids! No!
Oh no!
You get a ticket!
Top tower
You got to
has
glyph it! Come on. Oh well. Uh-oh, Lingering Dagger kicks Fact Fishing. He's looking to go. He does get the Timber Chain off and gets away. But meanwhile, mid lane, they're looking to retreat. They're going back. Yep, silence on Shibby. He needs to eat a few more right clicks, and they take him down. Ziz gets it done. Now return fire. There's your dagger. Not committing for the jump in, though, is PA. And still, though, Jakiro had been lingering at the top, just keeping the pressure here. And that's what they got to do. I mean, Terrible and the other team, you want to make sure that you just do what you can, because you know most of these engagements are going to be at most 5 versus 4, so you have the numbers on your side. Might as well take advantage of that. Ice Blast catches. Oh no, Ziz might be taken down here. He will fall. Shredder, a killing spree on your
Out of
PA
the
is a
bin.
very, very nice thing to have. He's got drums, he's got power treads and nearly 1K. He's off to a fantastic start on this carry.
It's the power of it right there.
It was a close range ult, but he got it to work, and they followed it up with a very nice takedown.
I actually just considered, you know, it might even be worth just not going a mech this game. And I only say
yeah.
that because,
The AA ult.
yeah.
Mechs are pretty much rendered to the point of...
I think mech is still good on your team.
Uh-oh, Loomdon gets spotted and taken down in 3 strikes. Empower and
daggers
Chilling
am I holding
Touch. Wow, that's... We're going to see a lot more of that, I'm
That was
sure.
some damage.
That was some damage indeed. Jeez. Jesus Christ, lady, take it easy. Now, oh, the long dagger. They're still hungry. They're using that damage. They burst on forward. Ice Blast. Follow-up. Ziz just got back, and he goes down again. Shredder with a mega kill. Leviathan are snowballing, literally, with the benefit of this Chilling Touch. Oh, man, RP. Another one down. Team Leviathan not letting up whatsoever. Continuously taking down opponents one after the other in this mid lane.
Radiant
Now
structures
stacking
are
on
fortified.
the liquid fire and making pressure on this mid tier 1. They are booming in this mid game start. 8-2. Cast is gonna fly. Ink Dota finally shows up, makes his debut into a fight with the Terrorblade. Nice multi, catches on Shredder. This would be a sweet bounty, but no. Blinks away and out of trouble. They're
Radiant's
still wanting
bottom
more
tower
though. They
is
turn
under
back.
attack.
Jenkins comes into the fray. Loomdum very low and he ends up falling. Leviathan still take another kill. Another multi. Man, 6.82. Thank you very much for that 40%. Ogre continuously gets him
Radiant's
off, but
middle
still the
tower
tower
has
falls.
been
There's a
denied.
snowball to your ass, Ink Dota, as he does walk away. It's only level 1, so he should be fine.
Yep.
Ooh, it's close, but yeah, he'll be fine. But man, oh man, they get nothing after SENS do rotate in with their Terrorblade, and still another kill for Leviathan. Very good
Yeah,
stuff.
and that's not how you want to be using your Metamorphosis at this point in the game. Like, you really don't want to use it for these fights. You want to be pushing the towers, split pushing. This is not looking good for Radiant right now.
Certainly not. And man, Team Leviathan, they put together this fun little synergy strat of all the excess damage. I mean, every time I look at PA now, she's got some sort of Empower or Chilling Touch by her side. There's your dagger, but, you know, if she gets in there and she gets a big crit, and this crit's only level 1, I mean, that could be devastating on some of these weaker supports. I mean, even the Silencer right now has a little bit of muscle. He actually is still going for the mechanism. He's got the buckler and the headdress and getting closer to it. But yeah, with the Ice Blast to land, it's going to be not effective. So they better hope that they get the upper hand and try to take control or take down AA or make a good fight timing so that they don't just waste it. As it looks like bottom
Radiant's
lane Leviathan
bottom
are going to go
tower
for
is
another
under attack.
objective in this bottom tier 1 tower.
Yeah, I think if
Dire's
this
top
PA
tower
finds
is
anyone,
under attack.
they just instantly die.
Radiant's bottom tower is
DD
under
also here on
attack.
Shibby. We have 4 down here to commit. And it looks like they are going to send their one Jenkins to the top. Jenkins eats the stun.
Ice Blast top lane.
Yep.
Are they going to get baited?
No, they're not going to catch it, but Timbersaw wants it, but he goes right into the Eye of the Storm, so he can't quite commit. Another
Radiant's
rotation as they do
bottom
finish
tower
off that
has
tier
fallen.
1. They send Jakiro as well to the top, but he's not going to be quite close enough to get an Ice Path off. Fax Fiction will be able to retreat away. Still, SENS now. They lose all 3 of their own tier 1s, have yet to take a building themselves. Man, this propels Leviathan's net worth ahead. 7,500 gold. My God. It's looking very, very good. Shredder, near 2K gold. He's got a Bassi here, but maybe... Do you think he'll just go for the Battle Fury, or because does he have Empower, doesn't need to worry about the extra bit of cleave?
I think he'll go BKB this game. Probably first item.
BKB would be very tricky. Ziz, Ogre Magi, Witch Doctor. Hell, they won't even
The
be able to
global
get the damage
silence
off.
too.
Yeah, ooh,
Yep.
this is good, but SENS know that they're in a bit of trouble here. They throw out a smoke, they see PA, lead off with a Fire Blast, they get the multi, the Fire Fall off also multis, cast, but they return with a Chilling Touch. PA still trying to get out, they're not quite doing the damage, they're trying to body block her as much as possible, and Ink Dota is not quite close enough to put out the extra bit of damage, and there's your swift escape from Shredder. They commit a lot, but they can't take down their target. Though they do take down the AA, it looks like probably, I would imagine, what was it, under the hands of Ink on the way in? Yeah, it was.
But Metamorphosis used again. You know, honestly, giving away this support kill for a meta usage is actually completely fine. Like, by the time he gets to this tier 1 tower, he's not going to have Metamorphosis anymore, so he's not going to be able to pressure this tower.
Metamorphosis made you consider Terrorblade's true ultimate.
Yeah.
Extreme cooldown.
Basically, it's...
as you're right, it's going to conclude here, and he won't have the benefit of that extra damage to put on himself and his illusions for some heavy pushing, because you would be hoping by now you'd be adding pressure on these towers and starting to inherit a lot more gold. He does have the Yasha and those power treads on hand, and 1k gold, his farm is reasonable, but considering how much the rest of his team is suffering in these team fights and how much PA's getting out of it on the other side, it's still not good enough. He's going to need a lot of help here to try to pull this one out. I don't know how rat he's feeling later in the game, but it might be a cheeky tactic that SENS might need to consider if it keeps going like this. But Fire Blast mid lane, multi, global follow-up right now. Shibi's eating a lot of damage. They're going to need more lockdown. They get it from the Witch Doctor, and they get it done. Return of the Ice Blast, though, catches on Ziz. Ice Path not going to be there. They get the one takedown, they pull back. So it's a promising start for Team 7 right there.
I wonder if they'll consider Roshan right now. Once Mag respawns, you know, they're going to have this BKB on this Razor. There'd be no global silence. I think it's a good opening for them. If they just ward up, de-ward the Rosh Pit, just walk in. I don't think there's anything they can do.
Oh, and a convenient DD rune right by the Rosh Pit will make things a lot easier if they do decide to go for it. And you know, you call the right. PA has the hammer. She is going for the BKB. It's actually AJ who's going to grab it. Maybe nervous that the other team's going to be there. And yeah, Razor also going to be completing his BKB very quickly here. This is going to be scary in these next coming team fights against Team SENS if they don't have the true magic damage output they'd love to have. This is going to allow their cores to really go
Radiant's
to town.
courier has
Oh
been
wow, I
killed.
missed it back in. No cargo on it.
It's going to be a BKB for PA.
Dang, BKB already done. She actually already
Yeah,
had
and
the overflow.
BKB is finished on Razor too.
Oh no, they charge on through and they see Ogre. He fires back with a multi, but there's your BKB pop, so Shredder goes right in and finishes what he started. The ward going to be dropped, trying to zone back the rest of Leviathan. And there's a swift TP, and Shredder is still persistent, but doesn't want to get over aggressive. Oh, the blink to get out doesn't take him very far away. It's still Shibi on the backside of a fight. Dota comes in, cold feet, liquid fire puts him very low. This cast is going to lock the rest of Leviathan in place just a bit. Only one to fall still, just the Ogre. The Leviathan, second guessing, they don't want to get too over aggressive. And critting on the dagger there on Ziz is the last straw before Leviathan finally do pull back. Still, 10-4, big advantage for Team Leviathan.
Yep. I think they could have executed the fight a little better. They didn't use RP and there was no global, so probably could have got away with 1 or 2 additional kills, but decided to play it safe. Back off after they killed one.
Back to a separation of farm as PA now benefits from his level 2 ultimate. Supports finding their own farm. Jakiro, 1,200 gold saved up. I don't know if they have a mech holder on their side. They could benefit from that. Maybe he'll be the one to consider investing in it. AA, of course, would love to maybe get the early makings of his Agnum Scepter when he's not having to get some wards. And, well, they skip the rest of them. I mean, Mag already has his Blink Dagger, and it looks like he also is going to go for a BKB. So Team BKB in the makings here for Leviathan.
I would like to see Dire get a gem soon. I think they could really squeeze, like, complete map control. If they get a gem and deward all these wards, the Radiant don't have good heroes to play in the dark. You know, this Silencer hero has no mobility, Terrorblade has no mobility. You know, all these heroes, the only hero with any sort of innate mobility is the Timbersaw, so if they catch anyone out, they're donezo.
Yeah, I agree. Jakira moves in, puts a sentry right by the Rosh Pit over here, so this could be the early foundation to an eventual Rosh grab for Team Leviathan. Their team fight's becoming pretty good, and when they get more of these BKBs, they're happy to have the fight brought their way.
Smag and AA just smoked.
Yeah, they're ready to go, potentially on mid lane here. He's got Chilling Touch and Empower, so he's going to be hitting pretty hard, even as your Magnus here. If they want to make a jump in, he's got the ultimate. Love to be able to fire off a big slam. As it looks, they're going to move on in. Just nearby is your Ink Dota Terrorblade. Oh, he's going to get scouted. Jump in RP. Global, though, is going to prevent them from putting out the extra damage. Good save there from Ziz. We'll have Ink Dota be able to get out from that one. He takes the last bit of neutral right there. Pulls back, so an RP used for that, and they can't follow it up. So good save from the Silencer, but now they don't have the global for the upcoming team fight.
Actually, trading this RP for global is perfectly fine, I think. I don't think the RP is that important right now to Leviathan's team fight.
We'll see if Leviathan come for a fight now, knowing that the Global's not going to be there, maybe, or even go for this Roche now. That would
Yeah,
be
I think they can just go for it. This Liquid Fire makes taking Roche really easy. Roche's damage gets
Look at how slow he's
completely nullified.
Oh my god, I hit
Dire's
like a
bottom
bitch!
tower is under
Can't quite
attack.
get it up, even the cold feet. Unmerciful in his tiny home as Team Leviathan just trying to bring down the big one. And the rest of their squad weighing it
Even
out.
if they know this is happening, they can't do anything.
Yeah, they even have Razor lingering on the outskirts just in case. This should go into the pocket of
Roshan has
Shredder, and it
fallen
is. So
into the
TA gonna benefit now from that extra life.
Dire's middle
Rotate
tower
back
is
It's like
towards
under
PA
the
just
attack.
lane.
picked up a Vlad's.
Alright, big damage, big leech. That's good
This
durability.
Max getting closer to this BKB. It's about 1,000 away.
This is big. They've been plateaued at 7,500 net worth lead for a while, but this is looking much better than that as they get more of these items online. I mean, trying to check the item progression here.
Radiant's middle
it looks like
tower
Ziz
is
is going to
under
go
attack.
forward into his standard build of grabbing the Agnum Scepter next. But really, as far as
Dire's
after that,
bottom tower
Tempting
is
Time
under
is
attack.
trying the early makings of his Agnum Scepter himself. It looks like a
Dire's
Bloodstone
bottom tower
is in
has
consideration for your Timbersaw when he has his own point, or maybe an Agnum Scepter, who knows. But
Radiant's
Tier
top
2.
towers are
Yeah, they
fortified.
get the tier 2 down. They're like, that
Dire's
wasn't a
top
problem, so
tower
why don't we
is
just go
under
ahead and go
attack.
for the high ground? Glyph is already used. They're not going to invest the Eye of the Storm just yet. RP's
Scared of this
also up.
Terrorblade.
So they get back.
Score push.
Ink Dota's been doing his Terrorblade thing, pushing it out on the side.
Oh, and you know what? Dire didn't glyph the tier 1 bottom. Terrorblade just took it and no glyph. So many tickets today.
So many tickets! Give me their emails. I'll fucking send them something. But you're right.
That'd
I
be
mean,
funny.
clearly they're distracted with getting stuff done in the
Yeah.
mid lane, so you can't really blame them too much, but I'm expecting a lot out of my pro players. You got to be multitasking. Really, really hard
Someone,
at that point.
I mean, they knew that he was pushing bottom. Someone should have been on that.
Well, it is what it is, I suppose. They get their own tier 2 in exchange for that tier 1, but Ink Dota is happy to bring the extra golden for himself. He already has that Manta, nearing extra 1k
Oh, no.
gold right there, but he needs...
Radiant just smoked under the ward.
Oh no, Ink, he gets ice blasted, he moves to the side, immediate rotations to come, and Shredder's like, I gotta pull back. Oh, BKB prevents the fire blast from triggering, and he gets out promptly.
Did they not communicate that? They just smoked under this observer ward, and then the PA
Radiant's
just
bottom
went
tower
down.
is under attack.
That is very interesting.
Meanwhile, bottom, they want another tier 2. Eye of the Storm, not used yet. The long ball from Ogre catches him with an extra fire. And they're going to look to defend this one out. Ogre's got 2 points in Bloodlust. He's going to try to throw that out. That would be very nice to
They
have
didn't
on your
put the
Terrorblade,
AOs.
but here's your AA.
No, they're not going to do this.
Not gonna go in afterward. AA is not level 2 ult yet either, so it's still just a level 1 Ice Blast. Not too scary, but if in a fight, it can still prevent all that heal for that duration of time. So nice to have, especially when there's a mechanism on your hands of Ziz. But he's still lingering here, and he's invis. He's got an RP. Jumps in, uses that RP, trying to bring out the damage. Ziz gets locked down. He might fall here, and he will. Goes down so quick. Can't even get global silence off. They want redemption. Multi to catch on Jakiro here, but this might not be a great fight. They actually, Ink Dota comes in, pops out his final form, and they can't catch up with anyone. A slip out from Razor and the rest of the team. So the investment from Leviathan working to their benefit as they take down the core silencer, and they force Terrorblade to rotate in, uses Metamorphosis, and now he's just stuck farming with it.
He could have sundered him, I think. He reacted
Radiant's
just
top
slightly
tower
too
has
slowly.
fallen.
Because Sunder cancels TPS. I think even if you're BKB'd.
The more you know. I'm not big about
Good
playing
unfortunate.
Terrorblade. He's disgusting. So I think
Oh, relax. I've never played Terrorblade in Dota 2, so it's fine.
I played him in Dota 1 way back in the day, but I mean, I don't even know if it worked the same back then. But for now, yeah, perhaps you're right. Doesn't get it off in time. It's not the biggest cast range though. It's tiny, so maybe he wasn't quite close enough to even get it off. But something to check out for a replay in the near future if you're really concerned about it. But for now, he's got to be careful. He gets caught out, and
Uh-oh.
there's your dagger. Ice Blast. Oh no. Still has Sunder if he wants to get it off, but he can't. Oh, the slash down, and it's Shredder. Unstoppable on this PA. She is 6-0 now. The bounty continues to build up.
Dire's
but
bottom tower
man, oh
is
man.
under attack.
So it shows that he got Sunder off, but I'm not sure So it doesn't heal then.
So you think Ice Blast just completely...
Yeah, Ice Blast just completely renders Sunder completely useless. It's not even...
Oh,
the enemy
my.
hero doesn't even lose HP. Unless it just didn't go off, I'm not exactly sure. I really want to know what the interaction is there. Maybe someone in chat can help or something.
Yeah, and if you do know it, you know, say it in a nice way. You don't have to tell me that I'm a retard or whatever. That's just offensive.
Oh, I'm fine with that. I should know this.
Call him one. And bottom, they're going to continue to add the bit extra pressure here as Team Leviathan. They're going to finish what they started on this Tier 2 tower, and they move on in. Their heavy hitters,
Radiant's
the Razor
bottom
and
tower
the
is
PA,
under
leading out the
attack.
charge. Ziz is back. He still has that global to use, and
Radiant's bottom
long
tower
ice path
has
not going
fallen.
to be near anyone right there, but buckling back here is SENS back in their base. Got to consider start
Dire's
to
top
defend
tower is
high
under
ground. They
attack.
leave Timbersaw in the top lane, and you know this is a hero that we haven't seen a whole lot of this game, to be honest. Typically, you want your Timbersaws to be snowballing out of control, but he is 0-2-0. F4L, what's the deal?
I mean, I didn't think it was a great pick this game, mostly because I thought they were going to put the Razor against it, but this hero is so risky to pick. I mean, that's why you don't see teams picking it anymore. It either, like, snowballs out of control, or it just has almost no effect on the game.
I mean, given if he does, and it looks like he is going to go straight Agnum, so when that comes, even with Arcanes, your mana can be a little
He's
finicky.
going to have mana problems.
Yeah, it costs a lot of mana to put out 2 Chakrams. Given it can help his farm, but he's going to get pincered here. They're flanking in from both
Radiant's
sides.
top
They got to be
tower is
careful.
under
And
attack.
Team Leviathan would love to get a hold of him. Throws out the dagger, blink in. 1-hit crit, 2-hit crit. Timbersaw's very low over there on the left-hand side. Does make his way up with the Timber Chain, but meanwhile it is Ogre who gets caught out and taken down on the right-hand side. And now Leviathan with the advantage in numbers. They pop their eye of
And
the
they have
storm.
Ags on Razor, too.
And they want to, go
This
to high
guy's
ground.
just gonna
This is
get
going to be
destroyed.
big damage from your Eye of the Storm.
Radiant
Plus Liquid
structures are
Fire
fortified.
is going to make it easy. They immediately have to pull out the fortification. Terrorblade nursing Metamorphosis for now. But there, bam! PA cleans up the Witch Doctor with ease. Going on wicked sick now. 14-4 for Leviathan, continuing to stack up the Liquid Fires on these Tier 3s. This is desperation mode for Team SENS in game number 1 of this best of 3. Looking very rough. Your Tier 3 falls.
Radiant's
They begin to
middle
add pressure
tower
on the
has
racks.
fallen.
And this is rough here. They might need to really try to get him out. There's your double chakra flying. And already he's down to half mana, so there's your mana problems. Oh no, he gets caught out. He tries the Timber Chain, catches no in return of the multi. Not going to be enough there on Shredder. Magnus very low, pops his BKB, skewers out, zoning Death Ward, anything they can to try to bring someone down here, please. Finally, they catch out the Zero. They take him down, but they also lose again. Tempting time, slashed out, godlike streak for Shredder. Inkstoda wants the bounty, he can't get it. No more Aegis, he gets it. Double kill for Ink. He's got 4.1k. Man is rich now, but they lose their racks, they lose their Tier 3. They lose a lot in that fight here. Looking at the recap. It's 3 for 3 in the end, I guess, but all the towers make it that much better for Team Leviathan.
Got 2.6k gold. 7,000 experience. Wow.
Woo.
You know, a lot of people don't actually know, but the experience is still the same as when the 6.82 patch hit. They only changed the gold, so experience is still, like, crazy swingy.
Oh yeah, okay, that's right, because they changed up the numbers,
Yeah.
how dramatic the gold is, but the XP
gold is,
was
but not
never
the XP.
adjusted, so it's a huge pickup. I don't know what level he was before, but now being level 16.
Dire's top
Ink
tower is
also,
under
wow,
attack.
back to, he immediately gets
Dire's
off 2 ultimate
structures
orbs. He's
are
going right for
fortified.
Scotty, and all those sweet,
Yeah.
sweet stats that come with it, and a Tier 1 top. This is a
Dire's
pretty nice
top
amount of
tower
gold.
has fallen.
Starting to come to way of SENS. I wouldn't say they're out of the game yet. Yeah, they lost a set of racks, but with a Terrorblade in the game, you really never know. Leviathan can get a bit careless here. Throw away a fight like that maybe 2 more times, and
They need this refresher on Silencer. I think that's their comeback potential right there. They get
Already
this
got
double
the,
global with a farm TB.
ooh, that would be nice. He's already got the Oblivion. He's got the first part of a Perseverance. Still got a ways to go, though, before he can actually get it completed. They're going to need at least another, I don't know, ideally 5 minutes. If he can get the free space to farm it up to get to that point, that would be a nice comeback. Even the BKBs wouldn't be able to hold to it. So put that together. Maybe Ogre can try to bring up a bit. If he can somehow get his own Ags, that's a secondary stun. Good amount of lockdown that could work out nicely for him. The potential's there. It's going to be a long road, though, for Team SENS if they want to pull this one back. The Sciencey kids are going to have to come up with a formula, I guess you could say there, FRL, to get back in it.
And I think Leviathan's just gonna farm up, wait for this Roshan to spawn, and kill it again and go again. And that's probably just gonna be the game decider. If they can defend this push against an Aegis, then I think they have a chance of winning the game. But it's gonna be really hard to defend.
Invisibility going to be bottled up there from Magnus. He made good use of that before in the bottom lane, catching out the silencer. Would love to do that again. He's got near 2.8k himself. It's not like Leviathan aren't rich. Shredder as well, 3.5k for him. Probably going to complete out that Abyssal Blade, rather, relatively quickly, as he does have the Demon Edge in the secret shop if he grabs it. He's looking pretty good.
Yeah,
Might
he's
need a
really
reserve,
cool.
but uh-oh. Whoa, the long ball dagger, no crit on it, but a jump in, 1, 2, there's your crit. He wants it, mech gonna be popped. No Ice Blast coming in though, there it is, right on cue. Boom! Doesn't even need it though, as Shredder finishes what he started. Pops BKB, but the Sunder does cancel it right through BKB, and now he gets stuck. He's gonna try to take someone down with him if he can, and he can't. So, a reasonable trade for SENS. They commit a lot to take her down, but they get it done, and well,
I mean, that's a slight throw. You know, this
Slight
gold. Look at that's 1,300 golds, 3,300 experience.
1k, Scotty complete on your Terror Blade. He's starting to get a little swole here. God, he looks so big when he's in Metamorphosis. It's actually, it's like really intimidating. As if the hero wasn't intimidating just being who he is. Just, god damn, he's big and ugly. Stratting down this
Dire
top
should
lane.
just really just wait for this rush to spawn just now. They don't know yet though.
Dire's top tower
We'll
is
see.
under attack.
Also curious for Razor, he might consider going for Refresher. There's that Invis. Jump in. Oh, they bully the Ogre back. Ogre gonna get ripped down right here. That took not much effort. Not even a committed RP necessary. No ults,
Dire's
just a
top
quick
tower has
jump
fallen.
in, skewer back, and a couple of right clicks later, McGee is down.
This AA just finished his Ags soon.
Oh,
He's
boy.
got one creep.
Got it.
Yep.
That finishes off the 2 more components, the Blade of Alacrity and that Staff of Wizardry, and he'll have the Axe.
He should
complete.
just buy it right
Dire's
now.
top
I don't think
tower is
5x
under
very good on
attack.
that hero. If you get your ults off, that's all you need.
Yeah. And really after that, you're kind of just coming into a fight to maybe add Chilling Touch to your cores. Yeah, here we go. They see that Roche is up. They're in the neighborhood. They got a sentry down, but there is one ob still here for Team SENS. It's just out of range from that sentry. So they will have vision if someone tries to go in without being smoked up. Look at these ancient stacks though. On Team Leviathan, they're going to quickly farm it up. It's Magnus who's going to grab it. He's actually going for an AC. It looks like he's got his Hyperstone. Oh, nope, Shredder comes in. He's like, I want this. I want it. They're both going to farm it. Sharing is caring, I guess.
Usually we see Mags going for this refresher builds.
Yeah. Similar to like your
And-
Tide Hunter. Just the
Yeah,
double ultimate.
I can get behind the AC. I mean, the armor aura is always fantastic for your team.
The sieging build, you put that together with already your big pushing power,
Yeah.
Eye of the Storm, Liquid Fire, and if they win any fight, that's pretty much easy base.
Yeah.
So, they
I
are
imagine
gonna
they're
scoop
just not even concerned at all about the RP, honestly. I think they're confident in winning fights without RP.
Ink Dota. They were considering maybe smoking into Roche, but he left that Terrorblade
Uh-oh.
illusion there, and now he's got to be careful. Oh no! Global is going to be used, but it's not going to matter. Can he get a Sunder off
Sunder?
at least? He can! He gets it, but the RP to follow finishes it. Ink goes down. Ink does he does have a buyback if needed, but they quickly follow up. Ink does buy back. Witch Doctor falls shortly after, and he can't come back into the fray. So with a low death timer, should be up in time to defend, but they're still looking for it. Double Chakram is not going to be on the mark, and he just falls. Timbersaw has not been a factor this game, unfortunately for Team SENS. They're doubling back now. Ogre trying to get away. No, he gets locked down. Ice Path, Shockwave. Need a little more damage to finish it. Ink commits his Metamorphosis, and that's enough to make Leviathan second guess. They're going to just use this opportunity to maybe go back, go into the Roche pit, and they will.
Yeah, it's a one-team fight. Terrorblade's not going to have buyback. I mean, the order just keeps getting taller
This
for
should
if
make
they
my
can
life
defend
easier.
this next push or not. They're not going to have buyback on Terrorblade against Aegis.
Silencer
rough.
wants to get that refresher, but he's just not there yet. He still needs like 1k gold to get it completed.
And I think he just has to buy it. I don't think buyback is going to do
I mean, is
anything
it
for him at
worth
this
maybe
point.
selling a mech to just get it
has
finished
fallen
and
to the
done?
dire.
I mean, the mech, I don't know how much
Yeah,
it's
I
really
can
going to
see it.
add. I mean, desperate times call for desperate measures. As a double silence would be a lot of great utility to have in a big team fight where your game is on the line. And your tournament life could be on the line if they don't come out as strong in game number 2, if they are to lose this one, of course. But it could all matter. So, I mean, we'll see if it's something he does bank on here. Is for now, they're just going to push out this top lane. There is a DD up at the top. No one near it to grab just yet. But Leviathan are adding their pressure here now on the bottom lane. The early chakram throw is going to try to use that utility to slow down the creeps here. Let's see how quickly it burns through them. It's okay. I don't know about this Agnes. I don't know about the
Radiant
Timbersaw for this
structures
game,
are
but
fortified.
he's trying to make it work. Quickly clears out the creeps there.
I don't know about this hero.
Yeah, it's
Radiant's
not looking the
bottom
best for him,
tower
but here we
is
go.
under
Eye of
attack.
the Storm. That tower is going to fall. No glyph available now.
Radiant's
They go right
bottom
onto the
tower
racks
has
here.
fallen.
No metamorphosis yet either. 30 more seconds on Ink. It's
The
rough.
Rex is gone.
Well, they do scurry back. They're playing it a little safe here. Leviathan, it's a very important game. Don't want to be throwing anything away into the hands of a Terrorblade,
Radiant's bottom
if
barracks
possible.
has fallen.
He's still weighing it out. He needs another 10
Radiant's bottom
seconds.
barracks are
Or they
under
might have to
attack.
sacrifice this set of racks. This will put them down 2 sets all day. There's your first silence, but a couple of BKPs are going to pop, like right there on Razor. Still got it. Same with Magnus. And they get an RP right outside the fountain. Catch on 2. And desperately, Metamorphosed Ink Dota trying to take anyone down. They lose the racks. And they're just going to pull back. Yeah, so that's no refresher. Not anytime soon. They committed Sunder on Shredder, but Shredder gets a very nice 1.5k crit. Takes down the Terrorblade. No more buyback. This is it. Cage is going to be popped. There it is.
GG.
A small bit of hope there for Team SENS, the Science Boys, to come back. But
Radiant's
Leviathan
middle
holds
barracks
strong, and they
has
have a
fallen.
promising
Dire
game
victory.
pretty much from top to bottom.
Radiant's middle
Maybe a
tower
questionable
is under
Timbersaw
attack.
pickup, but man, Shredder on the PA getting those early kills certainly didn't help either, as he began to build up a wealth of farm for himself and just began to go to town and ends up being 16-2. My God, this guy can farm.
This PAAA combo really worked out for them.
Oh,
They
and
just
the
put
Empower
this-
too. That
Yeah.
was just so
I mean,
sweet.
early game Empower doesn't really do much, but the chilling touch
Oh,
with
yeah.
the... Because you get the attack speed back from your Phantom Strike. Pretty strong.
Great synergy, creative draft coming out from Leviathan. Now Team SENS in game number 2 are going to have to come together with a way to get back, because it's going to be match point now for Team Leviathan. It's a best of 3 here. It's the Summit 2, brought to you by G2A.com. I am Coddle Guy. Catch me over on Twitter at Coddle Guy. Joining me is my co-host, or my co-caster. It's going to be Mr. F4L. Catch him over on Twitter at F4L Dota. Folks, hang around. We'll be right back after a small pause.